In this video, we're going to be checking out the brand new Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man Homecoming Wave. This is Marvel's Moon Knight. Let's first have a look at the wing that comes included with Moon Knight. Some really nice detailing there as well. I suppose I could say I would have favored a little bit more breakup, I guess, in the coloring here, so it wasn't all the same color. This kind of brownish gray, kind of brownish black color. I wish that, you know, maybe they had put some little silver and stuff in there to show where all the little rivets would have attached the individual wings. But nonetheless, what we can do is take the corresponding wing. Again, we don't really need the propeller because it's not really doing so much just yet. And you want to just attach, there's like a little peg right there. You want to attach that to the socket section here on the expansion of the wing. And that just snaps into place. Now you've got a wing that can not only move, but also can hinge up and down as well. Really cool, ingenious way that they're constructing the wing. Again, did it need to necessarily come and build a figure components? It could have also been a deluxe figure as well, where the wings and everything would have already been attached. I still don't know where I stand on that. Maybe I'll come up to a better decision when we have a look at Vulture. Let's put him to the side, or put the wing to the side. Let's have a look at Moon Knight. What a nice looking figure. Comes with a ton of different accessories as well. We'll look at those in a second, but first let's have a look at the figure itself. Again, some really nice, super cool detailing. I feel like the face has been used before. Can't quite place what the face is from, but I know it's been used before. Of course, now they've incorporated a hood over top of it. I do like a little point there on the end. But I do feel like the face has been used. One thing I can't say, though, is that the body has been reused. Obviously, the original core body's been used at some point, but they've done some great tooling, adding some additional paneling and stuff to not only his arm guards, but also his shoulder pads, an additional sculpted piece for the front torso, his belt, the sides of his legs, and as well his feet that look like it has a brand new sculpt to it. One could say that Moon Knight has broke the mold, at least broke the mold from a conventional Marvel Legends figure. He does have a cape, which has a nice flow to it, and it actually pegs right to the back there. There's a little hole. You just take the figure back. It doesn't always stay the most secure fits in there, but it does a good job. And it also balances the figure quite nicely, too. It's one of the best balanced figures I've had a look at, where just like the compensation of his cape sitting from the back doesn't necessarily, well, it does touch the floor on 2 points here on your shelf. So it's enough for the figure to stand very easily and very well. The majority of the figure's coloring does have just the primary basic black. Not really much additional shading or any wash added to it. It does have the same problem that using black plastic does seem to have, where areas of the torso and right at the area where the thigh cut goes, you can see that there's a very distinct color gradation between the shininess of the black and then a more matte black from basically like the leg down. The same thing can actually be said for the arms too. The arms have this kind of matte color of black, where like this section right here has a very distinct shiny black. The white is very ticely painted in the, well, it's not painted, it looks like it's actually plastic itself. So there's no real areas of quality when it comes to paint splotching or paint being carried over to another piece of the figure. It's actually pretty clean. Very, very happy with the look of Moon Knight here. Moon Knight, one of my favorite, I don't want to say C-grade characters, but not one of my primary favorite characters, but I always kind of liked him in stuff when it was like team-ups and stuff when I was reading comics back in the day. Some of the accessories that he comes included with is his little staff here, which does detach. This looks like it would have been carried over from a Daredevil, now cast here in white. Comes also with a pair of interchangeable hands. Currently his hands are gripping hands for holding the staff, but he does also come with a pair of fist hands. Has a really nice effect to it with little slots. Show you that in a second as well. And then he's got his crescent moon discs, little boomerangs that he's got. A much larger one, which is a very, very soft plastic. And then he's got a series of 3 smaller ones. I can't tell you, if you're going to lose anything, these would be probably the thing you're going to lose. But the neat ingenious thing about these is that the smaller crescent boomerangs, little discus that he has, can slot into the fists. There's these 3 little slots, and you can take those and fit them right into the discs, or right into the little slots there. One of the things I've noticed though is that, if I can actually grab it with my large fingers, there you go. One of the things I've noticed though is that there is a little bit of fraying that's added just from the mold of these, that you have to kind of put, you have to find the cleaner edge to it, because the other side doesn't seem to fit as well into those little slots. You can take all 3 of them. Patience will be required for this, and you can fit all 3 of them into those slots. Pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, this also represents too the only place where you can store these, as there is no there's no section I can see on the figure itself that can house these little weapons when he's not displaying with them. You can also do the same thing with the larger one, although it doesn't sit as well, but you can also have him holding it like that as well. Pretty cool. Again, I really like that. And we'll just put those to the side. Having a look at his posability, it's to be expected. You'll kind of know the ins and outs of his posability. Head rotation all the way around. Also does hinge up and down. Doesn't seem to hinge as well up and down, but you can still get that head pivot up and down. An up and down crunch as well on the torso, a swivel on the waist. Arms hinge out, not hindered at all because his shoulder pads, you would think, could be in the way, but they're actually not. The arms rotate all the way around, not hindered by the cape. A swivel in your bicep. He does have a double bend in the elbow. It also has a swivel in the wrist and a hinge back and forth. Forward and back motion on your legs, yeah, it's to be expected. A swivel cut on your thigh. Double hinge on your knee. And a rotation and ankle pivot in the foot. Moonknight, I walk away with feeling he's a clean figure. He doesn't have any paint problems, quality issues whatsoever. There's a lot of things on him that are carryovers from previous figures. Again, there's that head. I just know I've seen it somewhere before. But like the rest of the figure is really nicely done. They've gone a long way to sculpt additional pieces to Moonknight, so he doesn't feel like he's just a rehash of other figures. They could have really chinsed this guy out by just painting the pieces onto his arms and his legs and whatnot, but they did actually go the mile and sculpt him, so I do appreciate that. And I think all around, the figure's really good. I like the accessories, and overall pretty happy with how Moonknight turned out. Today we were checking out the Hasbro Marvel Legends. This was the Spider-Man Homecoming Wave, or the Wing Wave, hashtag Wing Wave. We were looking today at Marvel's Moonknight. There's still a couple more videos to go, guys. We're going to have a look and finish up the rest of the reviews for the Spider-Man Homecoming Wing Wave of figures. So stick around for that. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, what are you waiting for? Click the little subscribe button down below. You're good to go. You won't miss a beat when it comes to future videos. As well, this little guy, by contrast to myself, this little guy as well as all his friends, are also going to be on a Spider-Man Homecoming playlist. So if you didn't get a chance to watch the earlier Spider-Man Homecoming figures, they're all going to be on that playlist. So you can check it out to your viewing pleasure. Thanks, guys. See you next time.